So what's interesting right now is that Bitcoin is making lower highs and lower lows while the S&P 500 is continuing to push higher. So the question is, why is Bitcoin weakening while the equities continue climbing? To answer that, we need to zoom out because there's a narrative that Bitcoin just follows S&P. And yes, they often move together, but when it comes to cycle tops and turns, Bitcoin tends to move first. Go back to 2017. Bitcoin topped in mid-December. The S&P, well, it continued higher for weeks, as you can see on the chart after that, before eventually correcting. The same thing again in 2021. Bitcoin put in its final high in November, and the S&P didn't top until early 2022. So historically, Bitcoin has a pattern of leading the cycle while the equities lag behind. Now let's look at today. Bitcoin has already broken structure, printed lower highs, printed lower lows, and it's struggling to reclaim key levels. Meanwhile, the S&P is still trending higher on the macro time frame. So this isn't random. This is a divergence, but one we've seen before. And historically, that divergence doesn't seem to last. Now, does that mean the S&P drops immediately? No. Timing is always uncertain. Equities can continue higher longer than expected. But if this cycle follows previous structure, then Bitcoin's weakness can be an early signal, not an outlier, especially when you factor in tight liquidity, elevated interest rates, and ongoing macro uncertainty. So instead of asking why Bitcoin is falling, a better question: is Bitcoin pricing in what comes next? Because if the history rhymes, then what we're seeing now is not a disconnect, it's a sequence. Follow Bifu for more.